Okay, the music's going. So this is an interesting post for me. I really like the activity or the idea that I came with, but I hope that putting it in words through this type of outlet will work and people can understand. But so I want to work with higher education students in career counseling or advising, things of this nature. But naturally, presenting concern at that age, maybe freshman year, sophomore year, is becoming homesick and a feeling of disconnect from your family, your friends, your living arrangement, the expectations. And I was looking for a book that really just talked about that from that standpoint. But I really found that a really good way to assist students or these students in a cognitive way is to utilize a book called Homesick and Happy: How Time Away from Parents Can Help a Child Grow. And essentially this book is supposed to be for parents and understanding how summer camp is such an important thing for children and reaching milestones and things like that, and being allow them to understand that they're making the decision to kind of let that child grow and go out on their own and figure things out. And one of the excerpts that I liked was good things, certainly different things, happen for children when they are relieved of the pressure of judgment, comparison, evaluation, and striving that are an inevitable part of the school day. Now, the book relies heavily on kind of the modern day pressures of students in school, and naturally I would focus on students realizing that school is very important. But the idea is to have the students read this book and then come in and discuss a time in their lives where they were given the opportunity to go out and experience something because their parents allowed them to, kind of have that leeway, whether it be their first sleepover or their first time jumping off a dock into water or going to movies, and kind of a little bit of freedom, and how if the parent hadn't allowed them to make that decision, they may never have reached that milestone. And then again, the cognitive thing is moving into the children or the students who are now adults and the decision makers to realize that if they weren't given that opportunity, they would never have reached that milestone they were looking for, and how this new college experience is their decision. So we're moving from being a child or an adolescent and others making the decisions for you, and moving into an early adulthood, young adulthood, where you're now making the decisions. And college is this great experience, and you can find yourself and understand what you want to do, and occupational, and maybe find love and these lifelong relationships. So the idea is to connect how that one developmental stage was reached by a decision and an ability to let go, and how this next stage can then grow or build upon one's cognition and understanding of life, and how it's an important part of life. So again, it's not to take away what homesickness is. I don't think you should ever discuss that with a client, that it's not a normal thing, which is why I think this is a developmental bibliotherapy, because it's a natural occurring thing for you to at times feel alone and kind of at a weakened stage. So the song that I'm using is Talking Heads' This Must Be the Place, because it's kind of calming. I really like it. It was in a movie that I watched, so I just thought it would be a great background song to add. But then it's This Must Be the Place, where the hope is that the clients feel that at-home feeling they might be missing, and how important this next step is in their life. So to wrap it up, I just want to reiterate how this book is kind of a stepping stone into further discussions. It's meant to encourage outside of the box thinking and kind of a change in cognitive awareness with the clients, and for them to recognize that because of a decision made early on or an opportunity made early on, they were able to reach this point, and it's now their turn, and how that's such a important thing, and it's such a fascinating thing to think about, that it's now their lives and it's their decision making. So I hope that made sense, and have a great night.